I want to have, or if I want to have no background and just let it be the game. I've seen a lot of streamers do that, and I think that's what I prefer. I've been trying to see, because I'm really new to this, so I've only been streaming for about 2 weeks, and I've only been casting for about 2 weeks. So I'm going to a lot of different streamers, trying to see what they're doing, seeing what's successful for them. So if you guys have any suggestions, or there's anything that you'd like me to do differently, or anything you'd like to see in the future, maybe just for the Twitch stream, maybe for just chat, or in the 1v1 tournaments in general. Just put it in the suggestion box or send me some mail or send me a whisper. I'm all ears, man. Constructive criticism is what I feed off of. So Thane might be making some changes here. He did get really heavily pressured. Oh, he is making some changes actually. No, it's still Rune of Divinity, but I don't think he was running Marauder previously. I think he was Paladin or something of that nature. Looks like he's going for a little more damage and a little less sustain. Yeah, I think he's replaced his. I think he was on Paladin. I think he replaced the toughness for vitality. I don't think he's ready. He's probably still making some changes, and this is why I allow the competitors to ready up. And you're allowed to make changes in between the matches. The only rules that I have in most of my tourneys are you cannot change the three trait lines. So he's stuck with Daredevil, Trickery, and Acrobatics. He can change the traits inside them if he so chooses. So you can't change your three specs, and you can't change the class you start with. Those are the only rules I have in most of my tournaments. And the only reason I do this is because I want anybody to join and I want to see all varieties of build. And I don't want to kind of like bottleneck certain people and they're not allowed to play. So this is why I do it. Here we go, game two. Let's see if Thane makes any differences in his strategy. He didn't get hit by the shockwave. Good evasion by there. Dry Dude knows that it's really hard for him to even hit a shockwave on it, but at least he's able to get him to use some utility and get him to use some of his evades so he can open him up a little farther into the match for some damage. He's got his photon wall up again once again. Dry Dude has got really high sustain. I think Thane's best option for this point is not to go in with too much heavy damage. Oof, he get paid the penance over there. He could kind of just kite around, bait him for a bit, and wait for that mechanic. Because as a Proud Hollow, it's really difficult to put some heavy damage, and keep the damage down without a partner over there to kind of kite him around. Oof, Thane not doing a great job against him right now. He's under a lot of pressure. He did make some changes to his heal and some of his utilities. He's got a minute left to kite, but as a thief, it's not too hard to do so. It might be a little cheesy, but at this point, with one game down and he's facing elimination, he doesn't have much of an option. And as strategy-wise, I think that would be his best option as of now. He's doing a good job mitigating the damage, not coming in too hard. He knows he's low on cooldowns. He's just waiting for his heal, so he's able to come back again. Dry Dude coming up hard. He's trying not to let him get up way too high because he wants to keep the pressure on. Good stun by Dry Dude. Nice hollow leap. Ooh, and he finishes Thane with a hollow leap. That was really good job. I was expecting a little more for Thane, but I thank you so much, Thane, for joining. Really, really appreciate it, dude. And like I said, I'm going to do another 1v1 tomorrow, and on Friday, we're going to have a huge 2v2. Big prize pool. A lot of participants are coming in. Next up, we have CJ Rich versus Bounty. CJ is a player that I've known for a long, long, long time. He's quite skilled. He's got a little bit of ring rust. He hasn't been playing for a while, but he's been back for about a week now. But still a very, very, very strong competitor. He was one of the ones who kind of taught me a little bit of the PvP scene. Now we got also Bounty. He's actually not going on his Mesmer. I've seen him in the past 6 or 7 of my tournaments, and he's done a stellar performance. Hey, thank you so much for the follow, man. I really appreciate that, Private Grubby. Thank you so much, man. That really fills my heart with joy, man. When you guys follow or subscribe or anything of that nature, it shows that you appreciate what I'm doing for you guys in the shoutcasting, putting on these tourneys. And I'm relatively new. I've only been doing this for 2 weeks, so thank you so much, guys. You guys are fucking awesome. And as I was mentioning, Florigod usually plays a very bursty Mesmer with Berserk Amulet, but now he's actually changed over to Core Necro. I haven't seen him play this, but he is a dominant, dominant player, and it's going to be an exciting match. And Papa is, well, very, very, very strong. I'm surprised these matches are already happening because this seems like a semifinals or quarterfinals match. I know both these players. They've both been in my tournaments, but like I said, Papa's a little rusty. Oh, I haven't even taken a look at his build here, actually. He's running Rune of Doliak with Menders. He's got Arcane Water and Weaver. Let's take a quick look at Floor God once again. He's running Curses, Spite, and Soul Reaping. And he's running with Rune of the Traveler and Deadshot. He's kind of biding his time, just putting the condies up, letting them do their work. That's a great job. He's being able to put down pressure without taking any in return. He switches over to Reaper Shroud really quick, trying to mitigate some more damage. Papa doing a good job as well, but he's a high sustain Ellie. He's just got to keep an eye on these condies. He can't waste his condi clears on anything because Floor God can stack them really quickly. It doesn't look too good right now for Papa. Floor God still in his Soul Reap. I think that's called Shroud. Yeah, Death Shroud. Oof, he's taking a lot of pressure. He's still got the 9 stacks of bleeding. He was able to clear it quick. Looks like he's got some good sustain. I don't know if he necessarily wants to stand toe-to-toe with Floor God, but the exchange is getting actually turning its pace here. It looks like Papa's actually out-sustaining most of his condies and able to put the heavy pressure down onto Floor God. Floor God is, I don't know if he realized too quickly, but now he's starting to realize this exchange is not necessarily where he wants to be. So now he's trying to kite away a bit, get a little bit more distance. He's trying to drop those wells, trying to just get him to get damage while he's running. And that's what most Necros should do. Just kite and lay down those marks, get the damage, let the condies do their work, and stay out of danger. Right now he's taking some heavy pressure. Papa doesn't look too nervous anymore. It doesn't look like Floor God can put any more pressure down onto him. So Papa's pretty much got free reign. He's getting really low. Ooh, and he got that Death Route to be able to keep and sustain a little longer. If I was Floor God, I'd stay inside this. Ooh, 13 stacks of bleed. Huge amounts of Condi coming out onto Papa. He can't sustain. He's getting really low. Oof. He was able to survive that. Floor God's Death Shroud is lasting forever. My goodness. This might even turn the tide of the fight. But Floor God, when he comes out, he's still got his heal. That was perfect timing. He wasted so much time. Not wasted, but he used so much time in Death Shroud that most of his cooldowns even came back. But he's still in a very, very, very difficult position. The timer has just come in. There is no healing left over. Now Papa is in a great, great position. He's got to be very careful not to get feared or pushed off into the wall. And now actually, Floor God is actually able to put some counter pressure on him. He's not able to clear anything. The chill is a very huge Condi. Floor God trying to kite away a little more. He does have Shroud, at least half of his Shroud left. Oof, this whole fight might be changing right here, right now. Oh my goodness, he's going down and Papa goes down. That was really exciting. A lot of back and forth. Great patience by Floor God, not getting too excited, not getting too squirrely, understanding that he's low, but he's got a lot of Shrouds, so you know what, I'm just going to be patient, let my Condis do the work, and that's exactly what happened. Papa got caught with one big Condi burst, and that's what really changed the whole pace of the match. Once he got down to about 20% or 15%, that's when he couldn't be so aggressive anymore. He had to be a lot more cautious. He had to back out a lot more. And he kind of paid the price in the end as well, which gave Floor God the ability to just delay it down. That was a stellar performance for Floor God. They went into the map mechanic. Floor God had like 20% and Papa had 75. Mind you, Floor God still did have a lot of Reaper Shroud, so it really did save his life there. A very good job of conserving it, waiting for it. He was at 2k health when he flipped into Shroud just halfway through that match. Like I said, this is going to be exciting. These are both very strong players. I'm excited to see what they bring to the table right now. Papa's not going to take this lightly anymore. He's probably going to come back a little harder. I don't think he made any major changes. Maybe Sage. I don't believe he made any changes. Maybe he did. If you guys can't correct me, please do so in the chat. Floor God taking some heavy pressure. Papa being a little careful. He does have that 5 stacks. He's laying those Condis on quick, and I think Papa just got screwed over. He used his Condi clear a little too early, and Floor God just poured it right back on top of him. Wow. Good job, Bounty. Like I mentioned, he's a very strong player. He's been in the past 6 or 7 tourneys of mine, and he's always had a stellar performance. Semi-final finisher, if not final finisher. He has won one of my tourneys, but he's definitely someone you want to keep an eye on. Our next match is actually going to be me versus a lighter. I'm not the greatest at 1v1s, and I kind of just do them to fill an extra spot and make it a little more competitive. Lighter is one of the other guys that I've been watching for the past 6 or 7 tourneys of mine. He just started entering at roughly around the same time as Bounty, Floor God, the Necro you just saw. He's a really good competitor, and what I find very, very, very interesting about Lighter is every single time he enters a tourney, it's never the same character. He's always switching it up. Some Hollow, Warrior, Firebrand, Thief, Scourge. He's been a lot of different classes, and this is just owing more to his prowess, his ability to play this game. He's a really good player. I'm going to be very careful with him. He is the thief, so I have a slight advantage. I'm going to try to engage on him quick with the immob. I didn't get the immob. Oh, I did. But he was able to kite through it. I got to be a little patient. Can't use too much. I got to make sure I have AoE to put pressure down on him when he tries to engage on me. If I can keep my AoEs down and the pressure up, he is Condi, so I'm not too concerned. I just got to be super careful. He's using a good job of LOS. He's getting me pretty low. His next engage can be very dangerous for me. I could be... There's Dagger Storm. I do have my renewed focus, but I'm not too nervous yet. He's going to come in for one more engage. He's trying to get those Condis down. I got the renewed focus to get those 8 stacks of poison off. He's doing a really good job of putting the pressure down onto me. Oh, that was a great job by Lighter. As I mentioned, he's a very, very strong competitor. And what I find even more unique, more than anything, is that he never enters with the same character. Or never enters the same tourney. At least 3 tourneys in a row, 4 tourneys in a row, he hasn't had the same character at all that I've seen. He's always switched it up. And kudos to you, Lighter. I really appreciate seeing that. And thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming out to watch this. So here we go in game 2, me versus Lighter. I have to do a lot better job of watching his engages because he's able to dump the Condi and get out. I have to make him pay the price for that. I'm going to try to engage on him really, really quick. Hopefully he goes to the top where he doesn't assume that I'm coming. But I'm going to have to be really quick. I'm going to try to get him with a Ray of Judgment if I can. His engages are really strong. I didn't even get him with the Binding Blade over there. He's got the Dagger Storm, heavy pressure. And he stuns me, CC lock. I got 8 stacks of poison. This is not looking good for me. I'm in big, big trouble here. If I can keep the Ray of Judgment. Come on, do your thing, Ray. I got my heal up. Not able to get rid of all the Condis. This looks like the end for me. And there you go. Lighter takes it. Great job by Lighter. He's one of my favorite people to watch in these tourneys. Very friendly. Doesn't care if he loses. He's always willing to join the next one. And he's always on time. As I mentioned earlier, guys, there's a big 2v2 on Friday, so if you guys are interested, just send me an email. You can sign up as a free agent, or you can sign up as with your partner. So start doing your training, start finding your partners. It's going to be a huge 2v2 on Friday. I'm very excited for that. We got big donors already donated over 600 gold for this prize pot, so it's going to be super interesting. Now we have Alga versus Noobs. Noobs is... I know him for a long time. He's a very strong competitor, but he has been out for about 6 or 7 months. He's come back maybe a week ago. He entered one of my tourneys 2 days ago, so he's got a little bit of that ring rust off. He's been running with this core guard for a while. I think it's a Dragon Hunter? No, core guard. He's been running with this core guard. He's actually trying Zeal, Radiance, and Virtues is something that I kind of prefer, but he's going Condi. Carry on with Rune of Balthazar. Let's take a look at Pizza Pie over here. He's got Rune of Leadership with Demolisher. We got Alchemy, Tools, and Hollowsmith. Let me make sure I updated that. If you guys, there we go. I'm going to post the brackets one more time in the Twitch stream so you guys can see it. And here we go, game 1. I am Meta Please Sir versus Pizza on Pie. I'm going to be watching Meta for this one. Actually, he's running this weird core burn guard. I'm pretty sure it's burned. He's already able to get those huge stacks. Pizza wasn't able to clear it fast enough. You can see how much damage they do. He's got just 2 stacks and it's putting heavy pressure. Oh my goodness. Big burst from I am Meta. That's actually Noobs. Alga trying to get a little bit of distance, good doing some pew-pew from far. He's got the shield up so he can mitigate a lot of that. Noob's trying to get the little jump shot to get a little more distance. He missed. He actually gets him in the shockwave and finishes him with a photon blitz. Great job by Pizza Pie. I think Meta just got a little too complacent, or maybe it was still a little bit of that ring rust. Maybe fumbling through his keys. And he actually got caught the shockwave. I didn't think the shockwave would get him. It was very obvious, but he actually got him in the shockwave and finished him off with a big burst of photon blitz. So that's game 1 that goes to Pizza on a Pie, Alga. I don't think Noobs is going to make any changes. He just got really caught off guard. He wasn't quick enough to dodge away or evade away from that shockwave. No, it doesn't look like he's making any changes. He looks like he's running to the gate pretty aggressive. And also he's running Sword Torch with Scepter. Focus. This is your classic burn build. He did do a good job of bursting at first, but then he ended up taking a lot of damage from on top of the ramp and the range from Alga. But let's see how he does this time. I gotta change my music after this too. The jazz is just not doing it, guys. Pizza's not too concerned. He's got the bubble up on him already. He's in stealth. Ends up going into Tornado. He unfortunately didn't get the Rampage, and he tornadoed himself right off the top platform. It was a waste of a cooldown, but such is the way with random Tornado or Rampage from your Elixir. Doesn't connect on the Shockwave. Ends up wasting his Photon Wall. Noobs is trying to keep the pressure up. He ends up Elixir S-ing, trying to mitigate some of that burning damage. Noobs is back right on top of him, putting the Binding Blade. Now they're kind of just feeling each other out. He's got the top ground, which is a little better terrain. Does he get the Shockwave? Again, he lands the Shockwave, coming in with a quick Photon Blitz, but Meta was ready for him that time. He almost baited him into that. As you can see, when he got the Shockwave, Pizza wasn't able to put that Photon Blitz down on him because he still was on the edge of that ramp, so he's still LOS. And I think maybe Noobs knew that, waited for him to get a little closer, popped his stun break, and put the heavy pressure right down onto him. If that was the case, then that was a great job by Noobs. Pizza Pie's got to be a little more cautious. Can't be so complacent when going in for that burst. He saw the shockwave land and he dashed right in there to try to get that blitz, but ended up getting a little too close and paying the price for it in the end. So here we go again. Let's take another look at Pizza, see if he made any changes for this. I don't believe so. He's still running demo with leadership. I am Noobs Please, still the same build, still running the same thing. I think I might try this Gandhi build. So here we go, game 2, guys. The next match after this, just so you know, is actually going to be Alex versus Sherlock. Both guildies, both have been doing really good lately. He already starts off, and this time he gets lucky with the Rampage, but he's standing inside the bubble, so there's no rock throw that's going to be sent his way. He's actually able to get the Shield of Wrath up, mitigating some of that damage. But this is the great thing about Rampage. It allows him to use a lot, or get meta to use a lot of his cooldowns. So after he comes out of Rampage, he's still got all his utility, and he's able to put down some heavy pressure, as you can see here. Ooh, now we're in a downstate fight. Oh my goodness, I am meta versus Pizza on Noobs. This is going to be interesting. I think Meta's going to get this because he does have the symbol for healing. Ooh, that would have been crucial. He should have waited for the symbol on healing and then pushed him back, because that's what it would have been. I think that would have been smarter. Wait for that healing symbol to come up and then push him back, but then again, maybe he wouldn't have had enough time. But then again, this is meta that moves on to the next round. Noobs actually takes that. So next up, we have Alex versus Sherlock. I'm just going to run to the map chat really quick to shamelessly promote in the map chat. And if you notice that guy Mike writing or shamelessly promoting all the time for 1v1s, that's me. If you have blocked me, please unblock me. I would really appreciate it. I want you to know that I'm doing my 1v1s. Okay, I'm running back in, guys. I should have more than enough time. I don't think Sherlock and Alex have entered yet. Hey, man, thank you so much for that fucking follow, bro. S-O, I don't know how to say that. So troll. I thank you so much, guys. Doing follows or subscribing really shows me that you appreciate these things that I do. I try to do these tourneys almost every single day, at least a 1v1, because they're easy to conduct. And then on the weekends or on Fridays, I'll do 2v2s and 3v3s, just to try to get a little bit of change up and show you something that you haven't been really seeing. Oh, he gets the worldly impact really quick on You Want the Banana, putting some heavy pressure, able to finish it down. Oof. Sorry, guys, I just gotta whisper someone. So that was actually Sherlock who took it really quickly. Let's take a look at what he's running really quick. Wilderness, Survival, Beast Mastery, and Soul Beast. And he's also running with Demolisher, surprising, and he's also got Rune of Divinity. Very interesting from build from Sherlock. He's ran this Ranger build for a long time, so he's quite proficient at it. And Alex Goff over here is another guildie that I've been watching for a long time. He's actually really starting to come into his own. He's starting to like Warrior a lot. He's getting some good training from some top tier players. He's actually making huge improvements, leaps and bounds. I'm curious to see where he's at in a couple months from now. I believe I haven't taken a look at his. Yes, I did. So he's Strength, Discipline, and Spellbreaker, running with Strength and Demolisher. Let's see if Alex makes a different strategy over here. Mind you, he did get caught in that big, huge worldly impact from Sherlock. He's got to be super careful when that burst is coming, and when he pops that Strength of the pack, he's got to be very attentive and make sure he's got some evades. Maybe even have his shield up if he has it, and he's already rampaging pretty early, getting Sherlock to use a lot of cooldowns, which is pretty smart. He's taking the rampage. Here comes the worldly impact, but it doesn't make any difference to him while he's in rampage. Sherlock could have just waited a little bit longer, try to avoid all that damage coming from the rampage, and waited for the worldly impact, but he didn't. He's able to get the big pressure, get the big stun on him. He's got the Mage Bane, but it's on his pet, unfortunately. That's a very inconvenient. Sherlock trying to get some area pressure around so he can kind of mitigate the damage and keep him away at bay. He does have the longbow, and Alex doesn't have much in the means of range, so he's got to try to close that gap. He used the LOS to his great advantage, mitigating some of that damage, and then using the Bull's Charge to close the gap. Ooh, he ends up getting down by Sherlock. He had a really good engage at first. The rampage was a smart idea. He ended up getting Sherlock to use his worldly impact, but it didn't work out the way he wanted. It's unfortunate to see you go, Alex, but I'll see you in the next one. He's also a great help in my tourneys. He always helps organize. He always is an extra body to come in. So big ups to you, Alex. Thank you so much. And also, Lighter5631, thank you so much for following, bro. I really appreciate that shit, man. You guys are awesome. Just click that follow button if you enjoy what you're seeing, man. Thank you, SoTroll, for the good day and good stream. And like I said, guys, I've only been streaming for about 2 weeks now, and I've only been casting for about 2 weeks, but I've been doing a lot of searches on a bunch of other Shoutcaster and getting a good idea. But if you guys have any suggestions or something you'd like to see me change or do, just put it in the suggestion box or send me an invite, whisper or mail. So let's take a look at Orval over here. I'm not sure who this is. Master J. I've never seen him in any one of my attorneys. And over here, Ice Shots. I've never seen any of these in any of my tourneys. I've done over 41 v1s. I've seen a lot of competitors, and maybe they're just using an alt account, but I'm very curious to see how these guys perform, as I have a zero idea of their skill. But we got a Hollow and we got a Spellbreaker. I think I would give the advantage over to the Hollow Smith, but he's getting him in a bunch of good CC chains. That was a good job, but he wasn't able to put down the damage that he could have done. He had a lot of time, and he was down on the ground for at least 3 seconds. He actually goes into a rampage right now, missing with a lot of the rock throws and the damage. Unfortunately, he actually knocked him off the top ramp, so he's able to mitigate all that. That was almost pretty much a wasted rampage. I don't even think that Ova used much of his cooldowns. No, he didn't use much, and his healing turret is on a 9-second cooldown, but he's able to put the big damage down. He gets the 100 blades plus the arcing slice and the Mage Bane tether. Oof. That was really good. He should have capitalized on that, but he was unfortunate that he wasn't able to. Maybe just a little more quick on the draw, and he would have had this game already down. But it doesn't make a difference. He ends up finishing him with the Whirlwind and taking the win. That's the great thing, or the dangerous thing with Warriors, is that they may seem, even if at 25%, you can never give them any quarter at all. Because if you do, they can easily just turn and burn, get you in one big CC chain, and just destroy you like Brand did. He got him in the big CC stun, opened up with the 100 blades, and he smartly didn't wait for the 100 blades to finish. He saw his opponent starting to get up, and he immediately went with the arcing slice, got him with the arcing slice, huge damage, lots of pressure, and in that way, oh, let me just make sure he knows it's best of 3. Yeah, he does. Perfect. And in that way, he was able to put the heavy pressure onto Orvanel, and he wasn't able to put any counter pressure back because he was just too worried about dying. And this is something that I guess you can take away. top tier players know that when there's a lot of pressure, sometimes it's best just to turn and burn. Just use everything you have and reverse it. And then you can kind of get him to kite away a bit, and then you can start using your cooldowns. But with a warrior, I think it's a different situation. You never want to stand toe to toe with a warrior, in my opinion. So here we go, game two. Let's see if Orville made any changes. He can't get caught in any of those CCs. He used his shockwave while he was blocking. Unfortunately, he gets the big whirlwind and he gets the Mage Bane on and pulls him down in, but he wasn't able to. Ooh, and he goes with the Rampage. He was not able to get him with that. I forgot what that move was called, but you know what it is, where he pulls him in with the Hollow Smith. He still got the Rampage. He's doing a much better job of getting the damage down with the Rampage, getting him to use a couple cooldowns. He's got his little Thumper turret, but that didn't really do much for him as it was in a bad positioning. And now it looks like Branwolf takes it. Ooh. I think we're about to enter. Oh, yes, we are. I'm not sure who won that. Let me report. Yeah, there was Ice Shots who took that. So we're entering our quarterfinals right now. And this is another player that I'm really interested in seeing. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to update these brackets. I believe it was Ice Shots that won that. So Tycurns versus Tri-Sins. Tycurn, actually, he usually always mains a warrior. And he's a very, very underrated dominant warrior. If you've never seen Tycurn play as warrior, you should. I'm sure there's one or two tourneys that I have saved in my highlights videos that you can see, but he's a super strong warrior. Now he's running actually with Ellie. I've never seen him play Ellie ever before, but he was talking to me early today and he was having a lot of fun and a lot of success. So I'm super curious to see how well he does. I know he's a beast warrior, but I just don't know what he's like on Weaver, so it's going to be curious to see. And Sinsrock did a pretty good job on his Dragon Hunter in his first round. Actually, in his first round, he faced Hack Silver. Hack Silver I've never seen, so I can't really judge his gameplay and how well he did, but we're about to find out right here against Tycurn, who's a very dominant player. But he's on Ellie, which I've never seen him play, so I'm very curious to see how this turns out. They're both kind of just feeling each other out, not engaging too hard, but he's got to watch out for Tri-Sins because he's got that huge damage. Tycurn actually ends up getting baby gated. Tri-Sins has got to take more advantage of that situation. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to. He actually goes into stealth, misses with the spear on Tycurn. Tycurn able to mitigate a lot of that damage. He doesn't even seem to be getting hurt. Oh, there you go. The big burst coming out from Tri-Sins, and he's trying to get away, but Tycurn's kind of stuck in that sword trap. He manages to dodge away from there. This is big trouble for Sins. He doesn't seem too concerned. He's not too pressured. He's able to do what he wants. Free will. That stealth is always interesting on a Dragon Hunter. I always find it weird that a guard stealths. But here we go. Tycurn's kind of in a tight spot. He doesn't know what to do. He's trying to keep the pressure up. He's switched over to fire. They still can't get it. This is the most damage he's happened to do to Sins so far, but Sins is actually turning it back onto Tycurn. He's trying to get him with any burning or any damage conti that he can, but he's unfortunately unable to connect with those. As I mentioned, Tyke doesn't usually play Ellie, so I'm very curious to see how he's doing. He's still kind of new to it, but then putting it up for a very stellar performance. Now Sins is actually using renewed focus to try to mitigate the damage. I'm not sure why he used it so early, but I guess it kind of worked because he wasn't going to take any of that. Maybe he wanted it to open up for some more of his burst, but now it leaves him. Ooh, and that's Tycurn who goes down. I don't think he noticed that the sword trap went down and he ended up walking through it, taking a lot of extra damage that he wasn't expecting. But that goes to Tri-Sins once more. I love seeing Dragon Hunters. I don't know why, but I find them very curious builds. They have a lot of mobility. They have a lot of utility. And just long-range bow with the Guardian is just interesting for me to see. Yeah, it is a long bow. And he's actually running Rune of the Trapper. Interesting. Which class won the most 1v1 tournaments? You'd be very, very, very surprised at who wins. I get people saying to me, oh, Wiz Mesmers are always going to win. Oh, Hollow Smiths are always going to win. I have had Mesmers. I have had Hollow Smiths. I've had almost every single class win this tourney. And whoever you think is going to win usually doesn't end up winning. Because mainly the map mechanic. The map mechanic changes the whole dynamic of the match. Because there's a lot of people who want to do 1v1s and they're saying, oh, you know what, I'm just going to out-sustain my opponent and dwindle him down. But with the map mechanic, that is not the case and you don't have the ability to do that. So the people you think that would naturally win don't always win because of that. So here we go back into game two. Trisins is taking a lot of damage. Tycoon did make some changes, but he got baby gated right there, and that was a huge CC for Trisins. He was taking a lot of damage and he needed some sort of way to mitigate it, and that actually worked really well in his favor. He was able to get 2 knockdowns from Tycoon on there when he was trying to get out of the baby gate. This is a good position for Tycoons right now. Trison's taking a lot of damage. He's gone through a lot of cooldowns. Let's take a look at Tycoons really quick. He's still doing pretty good. I don't think he made any major changes. He's still sitting the same. Now Sins is backed all the way up to topped off, and I'm sure his cooldowns are about to come down. So this is a dangerous spot again for Tycoon, but he's not too afraid. He's still engaging really, really hard on him, trying to keep the pressure up, which he's doing a good job, and Sins is not able to put any damage back down on him. This is a big strategy change for Tycoon, as he's just trying to be in his face as much as he can, And now that little whirlwind over there that blocks projectiles. Another great tactic by Turin. He almost closed the gap with that. He gets caught in the baby gate again. 2 knockdowns, huge knockdowns coming out for Trisins. And now Tycoon's in a very dangerous spot, but so is Sins. Oh my god. That was another good match. Tycoon, I'm not sure how he went down. Maybe it was a couple of the symbols, not symbols, but little Condi that he placed on top of him, but he's able to get the wins. So now we have a 1-1 series. I believe this is our first 1v1 series or 1-1 series in this tournament. We are starting to get into the quarterfinals, so it only makes sense that these matches are starting to get a little tougher. And I don't double monitor yet, guys, so it's kind of hard for me to constantly go back to the chat, but I try to every 5 minutes or so to come back to the chat. If you guys are liking what you're watching, just click that like, that follow button. I'd really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much, and you can keep track of when I'm doing tournaments. I'm doing another 1v1 tomorrow, kind of later in the night, and then I'm doing a big 2v2 on Friday, which is probably going to be around 7 to 8 p.m., somewhere around there. But there's a lot of big names that are already entering. I'm super, super excited. So here we go, Tycoon versus Trisins. Now, like I mentioned before, Tycoon usually goes on Warrior, but now he's going on Ellie, so I'm very curious. He was a little, I guess, flustered in his first round, where he was a little nervous. But he started to get into his groove now, and he's actually won that second round in pretty stunning fashion. I didn't expect that Trisins to go down so fast. I don't think he's made any changes. Let's take a look at Trisins over here, see if he made any changes, and it doesn't look like it. He's running Radiance, Virtues, and Dragon Hunter. He's still got Rune of the Trapper, and he's still got his Valkyrie Amulet for that big damage. He's got Sword and Shield offhand. I would have really liked to see him against the DH we had yesterday. The DH we had yesterday, this guy landed every push and pull that he attempted, and on really high level players. I was astonished. If you want to take a look at that, look at the highlight videos of 1v1 from yesterday, and you'll see the DH just dominating. So here we go. Trisins trying to back out. Tycoon already with that little whirlwind to mitigate any projectiles. Doing a good job and smart move on his part. They're both kind of just kiting away. He actually mitigated that trap over there. I don't know how he got that up there so quickly. Maybe he had the top ground when he first started the match. Tycoon getting the... Ooh, Trisins getting the better of the exchange over here, but smartly Tycoon going for the LOS. Good job on his part. And Trisins just poking him from far because he's not too worried. He's able to drop one of his traps down. He's going back up again, and with the port and the trap drop, that was a really smart move on his part, and if only he got the pushback. But actually, Tycoon got the better of the exchange. I think he's starting to feel out his opponent, starting to get the rhythm of how he plays. And you don't see Dragon Hunters too often. He's got 6 stacks of burning on top of him right now, but the renewed focus is mitigating all of that. And I think he's finally getting into his groove. Trisins sitting at 0.5%, but also is Tycoon. Big damage coming up. He's in big danger over here. Trisins trying to go for the finish. Tycoon mitigating a lot of the damage. Here he goes. He's only at 28%. He's trying to resustain, which he does, and he kites away with good fashion. And Trisins trying to capitalize onto the pressure that he's already have. He can't give him too much time to resustain because as an Ellie, as you can see, he's already at 80% right back up. But Trisins had a really good engage. That could have spelled disaster for Tycoons. But I'd be very surprised if Tycoons... Oh, come on, Tyke. He gets the push on the blades and the pullback. And Tyke is able to dodge through it, mitigate some of it, and get away. And we're going into the timer really soon. We got 15 seconds left. Trisins is getting kind of low. He's still got his heal. He's got to make sure he uses that beforehand, and so is Tyke. But Tyke's got a lot of the tourneys. so he knows. Hopefully they're keeping track of the timer. Only 5 seconds now. Tycoon is really low. He hasn't used his heal. Big trouble for Tyke. Oh, he didn't notice. But he also gets the big damage on Trisins. They're both sitting at around the same. This is a 1-1 series right now. It can go any way. Tycoon's got to be really careful for that AoE. He's using the LOS under the ramp. Carefully standing really close to that. But, oh, the big push by Sins almost gets him into the AoE. Tycoon's got to be really careful now. He's in a dangerous spot. He actually ports up. Trisins trying to run away. Oof, they're both really close. And that's it. Trisins goes down. It's still not over yet. And Tyke smartly letting the AoE do its damage. Oh no! Oh, Tyke. You almost paid the price for that, my friend. You almost fell into the AoE and lost it. So that's Tyke Curran who moves on his Ellie. The first time I've seen his Ellie, and he's already successful in the semifinals. Good job, Tyke Curran. Next up, we have another huge match. Sorry. I'm just going to run to the map chat to solicit really quick, guys. I'll be back. I don't think the match should be starting. But Dry Dude versus Bounty is going to be a huge match. I'm really excited to see how but Bounty's not going in on his Mesmer this time. He's actually switched it up and gone for something else. And also, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more of these or you want to keep track of the tourneys and when I'm doing them, just click that follow or subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for being here. So here we go, Floor God. Oh yeah, he was actually on his core Necro, which he did a really good job against, I forgot who it was, but it was a really good match. Now here we go, Dry Dude coming in for the big CC Shockwave. Floor God easily mitigating that, but he's taking a lot of pressure in return, trying to get away to that LOS spot. He's already in Spectral Walk, but he's not getting much from it. He's not taking any damage, but he still has the way to kite with it if he so chooses to use it. But he doesn't, and he stays in close proximity of Dry Dude. He's not getting the better of the exchange. He puts his fear ring. He's able to last a little bit of fear. I think that was a waste of a fear ring, but it's okay. Floor God, he's getting his Reaper Shroud eaten a lot more and a lot quickly. He's in heavy pressure right now. Dry Dude not giving him any quarter. Gets him with a big overcharge shot. He doesn't connect with the other stun. He tries to get the jump shot to finish him off, but he doesn't. Floor God gets the heal. He's trying to keep the Condi up on Dry Dude, but Dry Dude's clearing it really, really efficiently. He's keeping the poison, which is super important. He's gone into Reaper Shroud. Dry Dude's is Elixir X already, so Elixir S, so this is really good news. At least Floor God knows that he doesn't have any type of super oh shit button. But Floor God's sitting in a very dangerous position. He's able to mitigate and dodge through that shockwave one more time, and Dry Dude finishes him off. This is a really, really good match. Oh, that's a great idea, Brand Wolfgang. I'm going to do that. I'm such an idiot. And, no, it is not possible to join this tourney at the moment. You can be a substitute if anybody shows, but we're already in the quarterfinals, so all the competitors are pretty much locked in. I don't think they're going anywhere. But if they do, I can definitely use you as a sub. So Dry Dude takes first game against Floor God. Very interesting. Dry Dude is one of the dominating players in this, but there's still a couple that I'm very curious to see how they do. So here we go in game 2. Floor God still running that core Necro. He's not making any changes over here. I don't see anything serious. And we got Dry Dude over here. Maybe he's got a little Condi mitigation. Yeah, the Rune of Resistance. Good job by Dry Dude, knowing his competitor and who he's fighting. Once again, guys, we're having a large 2v2 on Friday. If you're interested in joining, you can sign as a free agent as well, if you so choose. Here we go. Dry Dude kind of just staying away a bit, not doing too much damage, letting Floor God get wherever he wants to. Shockwave doesn't even hit, doesn't connect. Tries to get him in the overcharge, which he does, but he's like, oh, and then he's able to get him with the static discharge and all the extra damage putting onto Floor God. That was a great move by Dry Dude. Not taking any damage and putting a lot down and making Floor God use a lot of his Condis. Big burst again from Dry Dude. Floor God's taking a lot of damage. He's able to get some Condi pressure, but Elixir S's. This is a good spot right now for Floor God. If he wants to take advantage, he's got to keep the pressure up, which he's doing a great job. Just keep that pressure, and down goes Dry Dude. Great job by Floor God. He saw his moment of opportunity. He Elixir S'd. He knew there was no more oh shit button, and he just fucking poured on the Condis. Great job, Floor God. This is a good match. Now we're going into a 1-1 series again. Great job, Floor God. Dry dude. Let's see how he comes back from this. Yeah, sorry, I a little too late, my friend. A little too late. But tomorrow I'm doing another 1v1 around this time, so you're more than welcome to join me, my friend. And on Friday, it's going to be a huge 2v2. And on Saturday or Sunday, I'm going to be doing a 3v3. So if you have your teammates or if you have anybody you want to practice with, start practicing now, man. It's going to be a big prize pot for the 2v2 on Friday. Hope you guys are ready. And thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks for being here. So we got Floor God versus Dry Dude. And I'm kind of new to shoutcasting, so if there's anything you didn't like or any of the little tidbits or information you'd like to give to me to help me with my shoutcasting, let me know, man. So here we go. Oh yeah, and I'm getting my webcam on hopefully Friday so you guys can see me at the same time. And maybe a new microphone. I'm not sure if you guys hear me super clear, but I want it to be coming over to you nice and clear. So here we go. Floor God engaging pretty hard. He's actually getting the wells. Smart move by Floor God, using the wells underneath the platform, knowing that it will still engage onto Dry Dude. And also getting to the top point because the shockwave won't hit him from up there. It's a little too high. He's able to get the CC, but you see Floor God not too concerned because he knew he was an LOS. He didn't waste one cooldown in that CC. It was unfortunate for Dry Dude because that was his moment of opportunity. Again with the 7 stacks of Condi, he's got to use Elixir S. He's got to get out of it. Oh my goodness. There's the Elixir S. Now it's big trouble for Dry Dude. He's got to get away from Floor God. Oh, he tries to get the photon. He doesn't hit with the shockwave. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, did we just witness what I thought we witnessed? That was an incredible fight. As I mentioned, these two competitors are really strong. As I mentioned, Floor God, I've seen him in the last 6 or 7 tourneys of mine. Very, 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 very dominant player. It's the first time I've seen him play the core Necro, though he's always usually on his crazy, wild, big damage Mesmer. So it's actually Dry Dude that moves forward and Bounty takes him. Ooh, the semifinals is going to be a good fight too. So now we have a Lighter versus Noobs. Noobs is, in my opinion, just as good as Lighter, but Noobs has been out of the game for a little bit, so he's got a little ring rust. But Lighter is very fluid in his movements. He knows his character very well. He knows a lot of characters really well, for that matter. But here we go. Let's take another look at him really quick. I am Zeal Radiance. Ooh, oh yeah, I forgot. He was the court guard Condi. This is going to be interesting. I'm curious to see how Lighter deals with it because he's Condi as well. Condi versus Condi. I think I might give the advantage to Lighter, but we'll see how Meta can be able to get that Condi onto Lighter. Just waiting for the gentleman to light up, to start up. I'm going to use this time to thank you guys again. You guys are fucking awesome. Thanks for coming. If you like this and you want to keep track, just click that follow, subscribe button, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I think Meta is making some changes. I'm not entirely sure. Let me just let them know. Ready up when ready. There we go. Oh, it was Meta, please. His game was bugging a bit. So here we go. This is going to be a really good match. As I said, Noobs has been playing just as long, or just as good as Lighter, but he's got a lot more ring rust on him. Oh, thanks for that. Floor God streamer mode for Discord. I think I will do that. So here we go. Lighter trying to get trying to just poke and prod, poke and prod, poke and prod. But you see Meta's got a lot of that AoE damage down. He's trying to keep the pressure up onto Lighter for every time he engaged. He just wants to keep the AoE there. So no matter what, he's going to be able to get him. It's a good exchange from both of them right now. Lighter's got to be a little more cautious. He's getting the worst of the exchange. Big AoE damage. He's not able to connect. He goes in with the Dagger Storm, but he's able to mitigate most of that damage because he's running with Shelter. Good, smart move by him. I don't think he was running Shelter before, but now he is. Now Meta's got to be really careful. Lighter's doing a really good at engaging. He's got 8 stacks of poison. He's not able to clear it. Great job by Lighter. Poking, poking, poking. Even when he's really low, he didn't stop the pressure. You know, he didn't just fade away. This way he was able to keep the pressure onto Meta, even though it was a very dangerous situation. But that's the difference between a high skilled player. He's not nervous, he's not going to wait, he's just going to constantly pressure, 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 pressure. Good job by Lighter. I think our semifinals are going to be very interesting. That's game 1. Oh yeah, I wanted to change my music. This jazz is killing me, guys. Holy moly. I can't find anything good at the moment. We'll go to my classic lo-fi. Hope you guys don't mind. So here we go, Lighter versus I Am Meta, please, sir. Nope, this is not the music I wanted. There we go. So I Am Meta, please, sir, versus Lighter. Here we go, game 2. He's trying to go in a little harder on the engage. Not able to connect much on him. Both of them are kind of just dancing around each other, mitigating a lot of the damage. I Am Meta just waiting for him to engage because he knows he's got the AoE down, so that's the position he wants to be in. Lighter getting some big, huge poison down on him. Seeing the advantage, coming in harder again. Constantly keeping that poison up. Every time he clears, he just puts it right back on. That's a great tactic. He's just always got that poison up. Oof, Pleased is in a bad situation right now. He's got to get away. What kind of cooldowns does he have? He doesn't have much. He still does have his shelter. He's got, oh, nice counter pressure. He's got him at 50%, but meta goes down. Great job by Lighter. So fast, you don't even notice. Our next up is Sherlock versus Ice Shots. Ice Shots, I saw him in Master against Master J at the beginning. He's a new guy that is entering my tourneys. I haven't seen him too often. And Sherlock is the ranger that we saw, that big high damaged ranger. Thanks again, Tycoon, for shouting out who's next. I really appreciate that. Alright, let's take a look at our competitors and what they have running here. Here's Brand Wolfgang. That's Ice Shots, I believe. Let me just take a quick look. Yes, Ice Shots. And then we got Sherlock over here running with his Ranger. We saw him previously running Wilderness, Beast Mastery, and Soul Beast. He's running with Divinity and Demolisher still. Now look at Brown Wolfgang. He's got strength with Demo, Dagger, and Shield. And he's running Strength, Discipline, and Spellbreaker. So here we go, game 1 of our series. Sorry guys, just answering a whisper really quick. So here you go again. I think Sherlock's already used his strength of the pack, so he's going in for the big damage right away. But Brand is trying to keep the pressure up. Good job by Sherlock putting the AoE damage to try to just get him to pay the price for coming in close to him. He's got his block up. Brand actually hits it. He gets the knockback. He's trying to go for the Worldly Impact. He lands the Worldly Impact, but he turns around with a Rampage. Great move by Brand Wolf. He's trying to keep the counter pressure up. I don't think... There we go. He gets him in the big stun in the CC, and he's trying to poke him from far. He's just going to need one more touch. Good job by avoiding the full counter. He's got his heal up, but he gets CC stunned. Oh, my God. Brand Wolf takes it. He still could go to a down fight, though. And a Ranger is very dangerous in his down fight. That was a good job by Sherlock actually landing that 7k Worldly Impact, 6-7k Worldly Impact, which changed the tide. But he actually rampaged on him. Great counter pressure. And that's what I mean. When you take that big damage, you got to come back with that counter pressure. And the rampage is the perfect thing for that. He was very wise in saving it. And he saved it for the perfect time as his oh shit button. Good job by Sherlock taking game... Oh no, by Brand Wolf taking game 1. So here we go, starting game 2. Our next match after this, by the way, guys, is going to be in the semifinals. It's going to be Tycoon versus Bounty. There are a lot of people streaming today. Holy moly. Here we go, the start of game 2. Let's see if Sherlock can get him a little better and stay away from that Rampage. He's got to be patient. He's got to understand that Rampage is in his toolkit, and he's got to be ready to use it. Good job by Sherlock over here, putting a lot of damage and not taking anything in return. And his pet is just down there cleaving, 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 cleaving. Let's see if Brandon is able to. No, he's still sitting really pretty. He's got all his cooldowns, and with the warrior, he's got a lot of regen. But he's actually picking away, picking away, picking away. Good job. He catches him in the CC slice. CC. He's not able to get the arcing slice on him. Sherlock doing a good job. Gets him in the worldly impact. Good job by Sherlock mitigating the damage and turning around it on him. And good job at the beginning of the match by poking him, not taking any damage. Branwolf thinking he can out-sustain, but then Sherlock at 50% comes in and fucking tears him up. Good job by Sherlock landing both. Oh, he's BMing over here. He's in vengeance. Sherlock might pay for it. Oh my god. No, he gets him in the big CC, and there you go. Brands down 1-1 series. I'm not sure why Sherlock BM'd over there, but he did. Laying his shoulder, his great sword on his shoulder, and just walking away. I wouldn't get too cocky yet, as it's still a 1-1 series. And Brand didn't even get to use his Rampage in that, I don't believe. So here we go with game 3. I'm curious to see if he uses the strength of the pack early, or he goes back with the same tactic, poke, 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 and then uses strength of the pack. He usually always pops it right away at the beginning. He's going hard for the engage. Strength of the pack already used. Getting him the big CC, big damage put down. Brand trying to get away. Ooh, good job by Sherlock avoiding that big stun. Coming back, trying to get the worldly impact. Doesn't get it. The shield was up. He should have been very careful with that. Now he's in a little bit of damage, a little bit of pressure. There's the Rampage. He's able to get the block. He's got to get away from him now. This is all about mitigating. Get away, get away, get away. Getting some good pressure while he's in Rampage. Great job by Sherlock. He's really low. The pet trying to do the rest of the damage. Coming in for that big arcing slice, but he doesn't get it. Actually, Sherlock takes the win. Good job by Sherlock moving forward into the semifinals. Sherlock moves forward. Oh, and he BMs again. Lets him get into Rampage. Sherlock, you jerk. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to the map chat to shamelessly promote. Thanks again for joining, guys. I really appreciate you coming here. I know there's a lot of streamers out there, and some of you are coming here to watch me. I really appreciate that. If you like what you're watching, just click that follow or subscribe button. So we're entering our semifinals. It's actually going to be Bounty versus Tycoon, and Tycoon running on his new Ellie build. I'm curious to see how he's able to go against this core Necro. Floor God has taken out a lot of strong competitors in order to get here. Tycoon is going to be another one that he's got to get through to get to the finals. Let's see how he does it. Let's take another look at Tycoon's build. He's running Fire, Arcane, and Weaver. And he's also running with Balthazar and Sage Amulet. He's got his sword and offhand sword. Focus, excuse me. Let's take a look at Floor God. I really like this Necro builds. I'm starting to see a lot of them come out now. And they're really, really, really strong, as we're seeing here today. So here we got Deadshot with Rune of the Traveler. He's running Curses, Spite, and Soul Reaping. Just waiting for our competitors to ready up. And also, guys, like I said, I'm new to streaming, so there's a lot of videos that you'll see inside my stream. The only things I think that are worthy of watching, I've highlighted. So if you want to see any of my videos, look in the highlighted videos. If you want to look at the other one, it's at your own risk of wasting your time. So the highlight videos are the ones I think have some meaning or have some value of something interesting to watch. So here we go, game 1, Floor God versus Tycoon. And very interesting to see how Floor God and Tycoon both deal with each other. Both kind of trying to feeling each other out at first. He's got a lot of Shroud already. Trying to put the CC down onto Tycoon, which he's able to do. He's mitigating a lot of the condies, clearing them really well. He's in Spectral Walk. He's not getting any big shroud from Spectral Walk because Tycurn's smartly not attacking him while he's in it. He's trying to turn and burn now. Tycurn's got a lot of Condi on him. He's got to be super careful. That 10 stacks of poison can do a lot of damage, and down he goes. Floor God takes game one. Good job by Floor God. Tycurn, hopefully he's going to make some changes or adjust his gameplay based on what Floor God is doing. As I mentioned, Tycurn doesn't usually play Ellie. This is probably his first tourney I've ever seen him in Ellie, and he's probably participated in at least 10, 11 of these. Florga taking that pretty easily, well, pretty handedly too. Our next match after this, guys, so you know, is going to be Lighter versus Sherlock. This is going to be a really good fight. And as I mentioned, Lighter and Bounty are both the competitors that I've noticed that have entered at the same exact time, about 6 or 7 tourneys ago. Both of them usually always make it to semis. I'm very curious to see if they both go against each other when this comes down to it. I don't think Tycurn made any changes, but just take a quick look at him and see if he has. I don't believe he has. He's still running the same thing. Here we go. Our contestants have readied up. This is our first match in the semifinals. So here we go. The pressure's on Tycurn. He's down one game. If he loses this, he's out. He actually ported it underneath, trying to go up for the heavy pressure right onto Floor God, who actually went into Shroud to mitigate a lot of it, which is pretty smart on his part. He's got a lot of stacks of Condi Torment. He's got to be careful with it. He's trying to keep the pressure up. Doing a good job against Floor God, not taking any damage, but keeping the pressure. He's got 5 stacks, 7 stacks. He clears it really quick, Floor God, and he turns all the pressure back onto Tycurn. A really good job by Floor God, using all those Condis and just transferring them back. Now he's in water trying to mitigate a little bit. Floor God still has a lot of Shroud. I'm pretty sure Tycurn's doing a lot better this round. Oof, 7 stacks of burning, 5 stacks of burning doing its work on the Reaper Shroud. But Tycurn got 7 stacks of Torment as well. He's in a dangerous spot. He's able to get his heal off. But he's got to keep the pressure on Floor God. He can't be too complacent here. He's got to keep pressure. Which he's doing. Floor God still has his Reaper Shroud ready to go, but it's only at 0.5%. Tycurn doing a good job of eating through it. He's got his little AoE pet trying to keep the damage up as well. Tycurn doesn't have too much Condi on him. He's sitting in a pretty good spot. His heal's about to come up. He still has his Flame Barrage Elite, which he just used. He wasn't able to catch him. Oof. Tycurn just biding his time. I don't know if that's a great move as Floor God's getting some Condis. He's almost got full Shroud. He's turning and burning on Tycurn. Tycurn's got a lot of Condi on him right now. It doesn't look like a good spot for him. He's able to clear a lot of it. Floor God coming back for the pressure. This is Tycurn's time to determine burn. He can't go into his Reaper Shroud for another 4 seconds, but he's able to get his heal off. Ooh, good job by Floor God. Kind of baiting him in, knowing that he had his heals ready. But Floor God's still sitting in a dangerous spot. He's only got about a quarter left of health, but he's full Shroud. This is where it becomes dangerous against Tycurn. He doesn't realize that it's full Shroud. And here it comes, the heavy pressure, the big Condis. I don't know if Tycurn's going to survive this. No, and down he goes. Floor God takes it as core Necro. Good job, Floor God. Thanks for participating, Tyke. You are my man. So now we have our second game in our semifinals, Lighter versus Sherlock. Sherlock's been doing a really good job, especially playing on that Ranger, but Lighter is playing on that Condi Thief, which is going to be interesting to see. He's been doing a really good job as well, Lighter. Very strong 1v1 guy. We also have a prize for third place, so whoever loses this is going to be fighting for third place. Oh, hold on. Now we have Sherlock versus Lighter. Yeah, Tycurn, thank you so much for posting that, man. You're really helpful. You're the best, man. Alright, I think Sherlock's still going to be running the same thing. He's very confident in his build. He's doing a good job of landing his worldly impacts. But it's going to be really hard to land one of those on lighter. He's very wily, very smart player. I'm curious to see who comes out on top of this. If Sherlock can land some big CC and keep the pet on him to keep that pressure, I think it's going to go in Sherlock's way. But lighter's just got to be really quick. Sherlock staying away from him, sending the pet in, which is a great job. Lighter trying to close the gap now on Sherlock, trying to get the poisons up. He's mitigating a lot of that. Oh, he's got 6 poisons on him. He's in big danger. He's not able to land the worldly impact like I suspected against Lighter. Lighter's really quick and very wily. Sherlock's got to pull something out of his bag of tricks in order to catch him. Lighter using the levels very smartly, just coming in and out, poking, dropping those condies down, doing exactly what he's supposed to on this build. I'm going to change my camera angle here. It's a little funky. It looks like Sherlock's going down. No, he almost got him in the big CC, but Lighter wasn't too nervous. He's able to get it down on Sherlock. We are going to have a third place match here, guys. It's going to be the loser of this versus TOURNY. Let me just write that. I don't usually do a third place match, but I actually have an extra little skin to give away to third place. So why not while I'm here? And we get to watch an extra match. I'm really curious to see who wins this. If Lighter wins this, it's going to be Lighter versus Bounty. Both of the gentlemen, I have never seen them fight each other in any of the tourneys. And like I said, they both joined at the same both started joining the tourneys at the same exact time. They're both really strong, dominant players. And this is the first time I'm actually going to get to see them fight against each other. It's going to be exciting. So here we go, Sherlock trying to get engaged a little more quickly here, but he's got to be careful with Lighter just engaging like that. He's got that Condi on him. He's already at half health. There's nothing he can do. So frustrating. And that's Lighter who takes it. So next match is going to be Sherlock versus TOURNY. Nice. And the match that I wanted in the finals is the match that's happening in the finals. This is going to be a really good one. I don't know if it's going to end really quick or how it's going to go out, but I'm very curious to see how this works out. And this is going to be our third place match. They're going to be getting this skin right here, the Dominator short bow skin. And actually, second place is going to get this Dominator Axe skin, which sells for 40 gold. And then first place is just going to get the 51 Mystic coins. So here we go, Tyke versus Sherlock. I get to watch both of them once more. They're both great competitors. Thanks again for joining, guys. I really appreciate it. I didn't have much time to organize this tourney. I only had about an hour and a half, but I was still able to get about 15 competitors. Most of these guys are from AL. Thank you so much, guys. We do a lot of in-houses. We do a lot of in-house 2v2s, 5v5s, things of those nature. Here we go, TOURNY already dropping his little, I'm not sure what that's called, that little swirl of mist there that blocks all projectiles. But a good job of engaging on that, knowing TOURNY was going to come in because he saw he already used Strength of the Pack. TOURNY's got to use his CC really well. He's kind of wasting the Strength of the Pack. He's just ticking away right now. A lot of poking and prodding going on. TOURNY trying to get some Condi down, doing a pretty decent job. Still taking some big damage, but he's like a hybrid build, so he does Condi and damage. As you see, TOURNY just laying on the pressure. He's trying to get the worldly impact. Good job by TOURNY avoiding that. Sherlock getting really low. He doesn't have much now. He got stuck in the big CC. TOURNY trying to put the pressure down. He's got 8 stacks of Condi on him. Ooh, the burning gets him down. TOURNY takes game 1. And also, guys, for our finals, it's going to be a best of 5 series. So TOURNY and Sherlock, this is a best of 3 series. TOURNY has taken game 1. Thanks again for watching, guys. If you like this, I do them almost every day. Take a look at my highlight videos. You'll see all the tourneys I've recorded. I've only started Twitch streaming about 2 weeks ago after I got my really strong computer, so I'm able to play and stream at the same time, and I can finally bring these to you guys. I've had a lot of requests from people saying, yo, put these on, I want to see, I want to see, so here I am putting them on for you guys. So here we go, we're about to start game 2 of our 3rd place match. Let's see if Sherlock makes any changes or any strategy. Still engaging really hard. TOURNY ready for it. He hasn't used his strength of the pack yet. Good job by Sherlock waiting a little bit. I'm not sure what that whirlwind is again, but he's using a great job by TOURNY, mitigating a lot of those projectiles. Oh, worldly impact doesn't really get it on TOURNY. That would have been huge considering he was already at low health. But now Sherlock's in big danger. He actually uses his strength of the pack. This is where he's supposed to come in and use the big burn. But he's not able to connect on anything. TOURNY doing a good job of counter pressuring on him. He's got 6 stacks of burns. It looks like the end for Sherlock, and that's it. TOURNY takes the 3rd place match. I'm going to send him his little skin. Here's Dominator Shortbow for you, TOURNY. And now here we have our finals match. This is what I was looking forward to for a long time now. I've seen these guys fight a few times, but never against each other. So this is going to be exciting. Bounty versus Lighter. It's a Condi Thief versus a Core Condi Necro. Florgod is doing a stellar performance. Same with Lighter. He went through a lot of his opponents very quickly. The matches didn't last very long. Let me just tell them best of 5 series. Florgod made the most cancer win. I'm definitely interested in trying this Core Necro build. It's something that I find very interesting. He's been doing a really good job. And when he goes into Reaper, he's able to put a lot of dirty pressure down. But let's see how he deals with Lighter. Lighter's going to be really hard to catch. Let's see if he can even transfer some of those Condis back onto him. Smart job by Florgod. You see, as he's going to the no port spot where Lighter can't get to him. Really good job. But he's also stuck in a catch-22 right here where Lighter can just pew-pew him from far. And as you can see, he already got those huge stacks of poison. He's already used his heal to clear some of it. But Lighter doing a good job. But it looks like Florgod's getting the better of the exchange here. Lighter might have to change tactics. It's not working out for him. Florgod using it really, really well. Well, I think Lighter's at a loss for words here. Very clever, but very smart to see. He's trying to engage. He actually gets the 8 Condis and the confusion. A lot of Condis down on Florgod, but Florgod able to get the little fear ring, mitigate a lot of the damage, try to keep him away back into the no port spot. Lighter is getting really low, but he's getting ballsy, going in for the engage on Dagger Storm, and he goes into Reaper Shroud. He's trying to put the pressure onto Lighter, but Lighter kiting away very easily. He's getting really low. He might go, and he goes down. Florgod takes it. Great tactic by Florgod, using the terrain to the most advantage. I don't think I've seen anybody use that against Lighter, and it was a great tactic that he used, and he was able to get the win. So that's game 1. That goes over to Florgod. Good job, Florgod. As I mentioned earlier, guys, there was a couple guys asking, he's like, oh, the Mesmers are going to win, or the Hollows are going to win. But you see right here, we've had Hollows. I don't know if we had a Mesmer today, but we did have a Hollow, and it's a Condi Thief versus a Core Necro. The Core Necro's got the game 1, and he might even win this. So the Core Necro is the one that might win this tourney. So to all of yous over there that's saying, oh, it's a meta that always wins, or this and that, it's not. It can be very, 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 very different than what you think. So here we go, Lighter versus Florgod again. Let's see if Lighter gets caught in that again, or maybe he just patiently waits until the timer, or maybe waits till Florgod tries to engage on him. Let's see where Florgod, is he going to go right back to the no port spot? I'm not entirely sure, but the tactic worked out for him really, really well. He was able to get the better of the exchanges between the two. Yeah, and there he goes right to the no port. Lighter trying to catch up to him really quickly, not letting him get there, but Florgod putting down the AoE damage to try to keep him away. Now Lighter not taking too much damage on this one, but Florgod's actually getting a little risky, getting away from his little home. Now this is where Lighter can actually take advantage. You put the pressure down onto Floor God. I can't really see him because of this stupid camera angle. There he goes into the Dagger Storm to try to keep him away. Going back in to engage, but he's doing a good job, Floor God, of keeping him and mitigating a lot of damage and making sure he pays the penalty for coming in onto him. And he's doing a great job. Now they're both getting really low. Actually, Floor God still got his Reaper Shrouds to keep the pressure. Good job by Lighter staying away from that and making him just waste his Shroud as much as he can. And now Floor God getting really low, knowing that he has no other option but to go back to the no port spot, which he does. And Lighter kind of just sitting there at half health. He knows he's in big danger if he gets caught with anything. He got hit with a big Condi. He's still got weakness on him, which is not a huge factor considering he's Condi. And no, there we go. Floor God trying to keep the pressure on him. Lighter doing everything he can to get away. Floor God in a terrible position, but he's not in a great position either. Big fear coming up from Floor God onto Lighter, and Lighter goes down. 2-0 in our series. Floor God. Ooh, Lord. Here we go, game 3, guys. Let's see if Lighter made any changes. I don't think he did. He's just going to go in with the same tactic, try to come in a little harder to get those Condis down. He had a good opportunity at 1 or 2 points, but Floor God's always got that Reaper Shroud ready and waiting in the wind. So it's very difficult to try to stay engaged, because as soon as he gets low, he goes into Reaper and puts out massive amounts of Condi. This is the finals, guys. It's a 2-0 series right now. Floor God has the potential to take it right now. I think Lighter is waiting. Maybe he's making some changes. Let's take a look. Nothing that I saw. No, nothing that I've seen so far. Maybe you guys have and I didn't notice. Here we go. Game 3. Floor God going right back to the no port. Lighter trying to engage but not able to catch him on that one. But he's even going into the no port. He doesn't care anymore. He's going balls to the walls. Heavy pressure. Getting with the pistols. Oh, he's got Thieves Guild. He's completely negated by Floor God. He's just annihilating them with Condi. Floor God looks, he's got no answer to this, and Floor God's got full Reaper Shroud. It doesn't look good for Lighter. He's getting really low. Floor God trying to keep the pressure up on him, and there down goes Lighter. That's it for our 1v1 tourney. Our champion is Floor God. Let me send this to Floor God. This is his winnings, a Dominator Axe skin, which sells for about 50 gold. And I'm going to send Floor God his 50 Mystic Coins plus 1 for good luck. Alright guys, thank you so much for coming out to this 1v1 tournament. I'm going to be hosting another one tomorrow, and I'm also going to be hosting a huge 2v2 on Friday with over 500 gold or over 600 gold in prizes. If you liked the tourney today, just click that follow or subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for coming, guys. I'm probably going to take a 10-15 minute break and